Welcome to Tech News Briefing. It's Thursday, December 14th. I'm Alex Ossola for The Wall Street Journal. Chinese automakers are winning over millions of customers worldwide with affordable EVs. Now, they're furthering their ambitions to dominate the global EV market by expanding manufacturing into Thailand. Here to tell us what that means for Asia's car manufacturing capital and the EV market at large is WSJ reporter Selina Cheng. Selina, who are the Chinese companies competing against?
Chinese companies are looking to edge out some of the world's incumbent car powerhouses. European and Japanese car makers such as Volkswagen and Toyota are the ones that are sold globally with a lot of market share. And also they're eyeing Tesla as well because Tesla is currently the EV world power right now, dominating most markets in the world except in China.
Gas-powered cars from China have not dominated the global market. But Chinese EV makers have seen worldwide success, including their biggest EV maker, BYD. Tell us a little bit more about BYD and what makes EVs different.
BYD is a company that rose up in recent years in China, even though they've been around for around 20 years. They've sold very well in China. The growth is incredible, and they're now looking at selling their passenger cars abroad as well. China has produced gas cars and exported them, but mostly to second or third tier markets and the less developed parts of the world because they're cheaper and the quality is not as great as Japanese or European or American cars. But with EVs, because they've never been doing that well in gas-powered car segment, you don't have as much of a burden of these sizable profits that you're already making that you would look to forego if you move into something entirely new. So that gave the freedom and opportunity for some of these companies to really put in all they have, all their investment, R&D, and talents into making EVs.
We were talking about how these Chinese EV makers were sort of eyeing more of the market share. What will it take for them to realize those ambitions?
So for now, China has started with exporting from mainland China. They have a lot of manufacturing capability and capacity in mainland China. They've been exporting to Europe, South America, Russia in particular in these 2 years. The next step really is to set up manufacturing footprint outside of the country so that they could export to regions close to those manufacturing bases at a much lower cost in terms of logistics and also possibly tariffs.
Tell me how Thailand fits into all this.
Thailand has always been one of Asia's biggest auto export hubs outside of Japan. It's called Detroit of Asia because there are so many Japanese companies already manufacturing there and exporting out of Thailand. So Thailand is really a pretty mature market for cars, and also it has a very mature supply chain for Japanese car makers. So if they start manufacturing in Thailand, then they could export to Vietnam, for example, tariff-free, because there are these Southeast Asian free trade pacts between these countries.
What exactly is being produced in Thailand versus mainland China?
So in Thailand, at the moment, it manufactures mostly gasoline cars, mostly Japanese brands as well as some European brands. And so that is very different from China, where more than half of the cars manufactured and sold are EVs, and where the market is very much focused and zoned in on EVs instead of petroleum cars.
It makes sense that this is a good move for Chinese EV makers. Is it a good move for Thailand? Like, does it benefit the country? What has the Thai government said about this?
The Thai government has set a goal for itself in 2030 where 30% of cars manufactured there will be new energy cars. And it's provided a lot of benefits to lure foreign car makers, especially Chinese ones, in to produce EVs locally, as well as offered benefits in terms of imports so that EVs could be imported to the Thai market without that much of an added cost as well. So they're hoping that these measures will boost consumers' demand for EV in the country. And as more and more of these businesses set up in the country to produce EVs, then it could move towards this direction in the future. So if they want to catch up and continue to have its place in the global car industry, then it would have to transition into EVs. But that, of course, is assuming that EV ends up being the dominating force in the global car market.
That was our reporter, Selina Cheng. And that's it for Tech News Briefing. Today's show was produced by Julie Chang with supervising producer Catherine Millsop. I'm Alex Ossola for The Wall Street Journal. Thanks for listening.